How's everybody?
Good.
I'm not getting started. How's everybody?
Good.
All right, like we work in an industry that rocks, and you're just like, oh. All right, let me not mix up my water bottles with someone else's. We'll put mine there. All right, so we're all a little bit lazy, and that's okay. I think what happens with conferences, and something that I've been struggling with as I speak at conferences, is how much do you inspire people and give them ideas that you know they're never going to do? Right? You come out of that conference, you're like, yes! We're going to do all this awesome stuff! And then you open up the inbox, and 300 messages later, you're like, I'll get to it next week. And then you put it on your to-do list, and you boomerang it back for a week, and you boomerang it back for a month, and then you do that 5 times, and eventually you just hit delete. Right? So what I want to start this presentation off with is, actually it's coming from a very real place of something that we've done for a few clients that help them to be lazy and get more value for what I'm going to call underutilized assets. Okay? So you talk to your CFO about underutilized assets, they start giving you money. All right? So I'm saying it's content ideation and links for lazy marketers, but I didn't mean lazy. I don't mean to insult you guys within the first 2 minutes that I stand up here. I mean busy, right? So this is about me, who cares? This is like every one of you in here, right? There's one side of you that gets inspired by this, and there's the other side of you that has an inbox with 300 messages in it and a crying baby named Rachel. Okay? This is the dichotomy that all of us are trying to struggle with, right? So my presentation is going to be kind of interesting in that the beginning is going to be things that you can do quickly. And for those of you who go, well, I don't do in my company, then all you got to do is copy the slides and send them to the person who does do these things. And say, go get me these things done. Don't come up with any of your big ideas yet. Don't tell me I need content until you've gone through everything I've already done and optimized that already before you tell me I need to build a whole bunch of new crap, right? So this is the other side of it, right? It's like you got your SEO team, your different silos, and they're all pulling at you, and you're the hub in the middle going, oh my God, this sucks. That's a horrible picture. I don't think I'd volunteer my face to be pictured that close up with different people's fingers on my face. There's somebody back there pulling the guy's ear. That's 3 sets of hands, so you know it's actually somebody else's in there. It's kind of gross. But this is how we feel, right? It's this being pulled in multiple directions. There are so many things that I look at and go, oh, that's so awesome. Next week I'm going to get to, no, I won't, right? So I want you guys to still hit your goals. I'm assuming that everybody here already has great content. I'm going to make that assumption. I'm going to show you some bad content, and if you write content like that, this presentation is not for you. But you can be lazy and still hit massive home runs. See, the problem with RCS, as I like to call it, which you will hear referred to as real company shit, is most of you in here, the beauty of having this conversation today with you is most of you in here, you work at real companies that do real company stuff. But the problem is it's done by people who have a campaign mentality. So they do it, and then it goes away, and then somebody says, go out and give me a bunch of new content because that's the new thing we're supposed to do. We're going to stop that today. Bugaboo strollers. Now, I don't have a kid, I've got a dog, and I am not one of those people who would put my dog in a stroller. If you do, it's okay. I'm not insulting. I'm just saying I'm not that guy. But Bugaboo is a company that does a ton of real company stuff. They do amazing things. Like this. They created a map of Paris. This was a print piece that went along with a web piece. And what it's got is it's got numbers all over it. The numbers are places in your neighborhood or in Paris that are extremely stroller friendly. They make strollers. They want to be way top of mind when you think about strollers. So how do you do it? People search for things around places that are stroller friendly. Here we go. They built it. Awesome. And look at how high quality it is. Look at the one they did for San Francisco. High quality. Real company stuff, right? Sweet. As a search marketer, I'm like, yes, there is saliva out the side of my mouth when I see or work with a company that does this stuff, right? It's like, yes, this is what I want to work on. I'm sick of working on title tags all day. But the problem is that the people that built this, a company called 72 and Sunny, Amazing agency. They do Super Bowl ads. The campaign here ended. It ended. It died, right? It was over. It's like, shot to the heart, and you're to blame. You give content a bad name. It's like stabbing me in the heart when I see amazing content built. It is so hard to get content at that level out of people, and then to watch them just go, that's over, next. Do you think people stopped looking for things to do with their children in those cities because your campaign stopped? They kept searching, and you built something amazing. And then you just said, we're done with it, next. If I worked with Bugaboo, I wouldn't talk to them about building any new content. I would just go find all their old stuff and resurface it, make a lot of money for them, and then that gives me all the proof I need to then go do other epic things. Actually, you don't need to. I just need a seat at the table to remind them that they're leaving money and brand on the table. This campaign won award after award after award about how great it was. People still talk about it in presentations. So it's my job to kind of mend that broken heart, right? Take companies that have done awesome things and have an amazing team who can uncover that stuff and just go, hey, over here, you did something amazing? And then you just got rid of it. BugabooDaytrips.com is not available anymore. Print ads, brochures that were in all the stores they went to that were friendly, were given to the proprietors of those different shops. Print pieces, maps in all their stores, online. This thing was huge. Like I said, this thing won award after advertising award after advertising award. And after doing all that great work, someone went, where's the server that runs Bugaboo Day Trips? Who needs it anymore? People don't search for how to do anything with the kids. Anybody here with kids? You never go to Google and try to figure out things to do with your kid in your city, do you? You would never do that, right? Wrong. There's like 25,000 people a month that search that way. And they took one of the best assets on the web and just pulled the plug on it. Tears. 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 Because how often are we begging people to do basic stuff when there's companies out there that do this? So if you work for a company that does anything with strollers or baby, the beauty is that there's a formula. They've already created it. Just relaunch it, do it over again, and take all the links that all the people used to link to that are broken now. Things like trend watching or Cool Mom Picks. Great, great authority sites. All the awards, all these people that link to it, they're all broken. They're broken. It's gone. Anybody here in New York? Does anybody here know anybody that works for 72 and Sunny? Yes, you back there. Please, 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 please. Don't have them call me. I don't need any more business. Just have them put this back up because there are moms all over the world that are getting eHow articles on things to do with their kids instead of this amazingness. It doesn't stop. See, when you do real company shit, it doesn't stop because you are solving a problem. You are meeting a need. You are not creating content with the word in it 5 times. You are creating something that helps someone. If people don't stop searching for it, stop pulling the plug on it. If people stop searching for it, maybe you don't support it anymore. So, one of my clients challenged me. They said, Will, we know your company, you guys love coming up with these big ideas and do this RCS thing, we love it. But they said, we don't want any of that. We already do all of that. But we know it's scattered all over the place. Marketers go rogue, build microsites, don't tell anyone, right? Anybody remember that? Anybody had that happen, right? The paid search team builds these great landing pages and microsites, and then when the campaign is over, they pull the plug. Can you go find and unearth all of these things and just resurface them for us? That was their challenge to us. To which I said, bring it on. Because what's interesting about search challenges that most people don't face is if you come out of the other side winning, you will learn things that no one else is thinking about. So if somebody said nothing new to you, nothing new, now go grow my search business or grow my traffic from natural search, a lot of us would be like, that's not fair. I'm like, bring it on. Because if we and you've got to do real company stuff from the beginning, right? If you've got a bunch of eHow articles glorified on your site, can't do nothing for you, man. But if you've got quality content and you've cared about your customer and your community from the day you launched, I can work with that and not ask you for a darn thing. So what I wanted to present to my busy marketers in here today is how we did this. We did this for a Fortune 25. Do you know how long it takes for them to do anything? I had a 6-hour meeting on why 301s are not bad. And I lost the battle. But I'm still in the fight. So first thing, I'll put a lot of Twitter handles here because I strongly believe that we all learn from each other. And I've learned from a lot of people. And if I'm going to present something I've learned from them, I want to make sure that you know that you should follow them as well. First person ever showed me this is Hannah from Distill. And she showed ImageRater. Let me show you what ImageRater does. So basically, I plopped in one image from one of our clients, dropped it into ImageRater. What ImageRater does, it's like Google Images. It searches for other people copying that image. We found the examiner decided to copy that image. Sweet. These guys can take an XML feed of all of your images and tell you whoever's copying them. Now, this isn't just regular product images. This client in this industry is in the wedding industry, and they have a very interesting cake topper, and people started talking about it. It was in their blog, and people started commenting on it, which made me go, let's drop that image of that cake topper into ImageRater. So every time somebody copies it, I know. Look at the domain authority of all those people copying it. They just copied it. Zero outreach. They just copied it. Lazy marketing. Busy marketers. So we didn't have to do much here, right? Now many people, most people credited us, some didn't. So yes, we built some links. Woohoo, links, woohoo. CFO wakes up in the morning, goes, I can't wait to give you some links. Now, so a lot of times, SEO thinking, it's interesting to see the previous presentation, and I don't know the words that I use, and they're probably not very kosher, but it's like old school SEO mentality. It goes, well, they already link. Why would I? They already link, oh darn. Old school SEO thinking. When you look at the new versus the old, if the examiner copies your image and credits you, it doesn't mean the job is over. New SEOs go, there's a relationship to be had there. What about the next piece you do, and the next piece you do? What was it that you thought was interesting about this cake topper? Oh, we got another one coming up in 4 or 5 weeks. Would you like an exclusive on it, right? The concept of, I already have a link from them is very old school SEO. Building a relationship where somebody comes to you as like the cake topping expert, I'll take it. The beauty is that people are already linking to it naturally. So it might sound weird to you, like really? Cake topper? I think I just showed, yeah. Cake topper. Freaking amazing. All right, we're going to keep rocking. So Citibank is not my client, but they compete with one of my clients. And there's 2 ways to use this concept. So Adam, another guy I work with at Sierra, so Hannah works at Distill, but Adam I work with. What we did is we took their name, or their logo, and dropped it into Google image search, okay? And we added the word sponsorship next to it. What do you think happened next, my friends? Google started showing us places where their logo was and the word sponsorship was. If you work for a large bank, there are tens of thousands of things they have sponsored that no one has ever linked to and given them credit for. Lazy. Nothing new for our marketers, just a permission slip that says, can I contact people who you've sponsored and make sure that they actively link over. If they're using the old logo and you've done a rebrand, another great opportunity to reach back out to people who have recently linked over with the wrong logo. You can also do this with competitors. It's a great way to get buy-in. So what I'll do is I'll search. We have a couple clients in the financial services space, and I'm like, bring it on. I know it's tough, but we're not going to quit. So what we would do is we would do this for their competitors. They'd go, oh, we can't get this through compliance. We can't get this through compliance. We can't get that through compliance. So what we did is we took their top 2 or 3 competitors, searched for their logo and different words around sponsorship and things like that. And sure enough, what we were able to go back to their compliance with is like, well, they can do it. And anybody here working in an industry where you've got to deal with compliance, God bless you. Anybody work with compliance? All those people want is to say, somebody else did it? Okay, we can probably do it then. But if you just come up with a great idea, they're going to go, we can't do that. So what do? Give them what they want. Find other people doing it, because they literally would not let us sponsor anything. They would not let our client, our marketing team sponsor anything. Everything got shot down. So we just looked at their competitor, who was very big. One of their competitors was iShares. And we said, well, they're doing this. And they went, oh, we can do that. I'm like, we've been asking for that for like 6 months, dog. All right. People are talking to you already. So I'm not asking you guys to do anything new. I'm asking you to look at the things you've already done. This concept also breaks down silos between organizations like crazy. Because what you're going to people is going, you know that great thing you did? I wanted to get more traffic and more sales. I just need you to put the plug back in the server again. And they go, that's all I got to do? Yeah, just do that. And I will give you money. Anybody here got any other way to just make this motion and money just comes up? Find expired domains where real company stuff had been done. So people are talking to you. And one day I was sitting with someone that we worked with who now works at Conductor. His name is Chris. And Chris and I were riffing one day. And I said, you know what I'm sick of? Is we as SEOs constantly go out and try to build new relationships. And you know what no SEOs do? Is take all the people who have commented on their blog posts and look at their URLs and see, well, why are we trying to make new relationships with people we don't know and ignoring the people who already love us and talk to us and comment to us and want to engage with us? People are like, wow, yeah, why do we do that? And we went, I said, Chris, does anything exist like this out there? And we looked. We're pretty good at the Google. So we looked, and we didn't find anything. So then I said, Chris, I don't know how to code, dude. I barely know Excel. Can you build this? And he did, and there's the link. So if you're using WordPress, this will extract all the people who have commented on your site and the URL that they put to their site, which is a very common thing for people to do. It then also runs against Moz and scores them all with the SEO Moz metric. So you know who's got a popular site or a popular blog that you might actually want to reach out to. Lazy. Nothing new. I'm not asking you to build something epic. I'm asking you to look at the people who already are talking to you. Have you thought about that? No, we think of either like title tags or like, we're going to build this epic content, it's going to be awesome. It's like, how about all these 2,000 people that have been talking to you for 3 years? Screw them. The engaged customer, like, why would we want to talk to them? I don't know. So, use that if you've got WordPress. If it breaks, ask Chris to fix it because that's what Seth's bill now, not mine. Seth, wherever you are, please everyone, now we can get more out of Conductor. So Chris built it with me, and now Seth took them. So what that means is Seth has to help support this. How about we clap it up for Seth for supporting this for all of us? Thank you, Seth. Well, Seth, wherever you are, we really appreciate you continuing this kind of spirit of helping the community. Appreciate it. I'll be sure to be the first person to download it now that I have to pay for it. Thank you. Taking my people. Just playing. All right. So, let's keep moving. Twitter analytics with follower bonk. You don't need to ask permission from anybody to do this. Busy marketer stuff. Maybe that's what it'll be now, right? It's no longer real company shit. It'll be busy marketer shit. So what you do is you drop in your domain or your Twitter handle, and you have to change the drop down to who follows them or who follows me. And then you can just export that into Excel. I did this for myself a while back, and I'm like, oh, great. There's a ZDNet columnist who follows me, and another content director at AdTech that follows me, right? I found that there were people who followed me from places like TechCrunch, Read Write Web. Who knew? I had no idea. Why? Because I didn't look under the rock of the people who already wanted to know the crap that was coming out of my mouth. When's the last time you took a look at the bios of the people who already follow you on Twitter? It's sitting right there in front of you. You don't even have to ask compliance for permission here. It's free. It's simple. I think it's still free. I don't know. But what's beautiful is that then you just do like a Control F. Everybody here? Control, lower left-hand corner, F, somewhere up here, depending on your keyboard. And then you just search for things like writer, editor, HuffPo, ESPN. You're like, oh crap, there's somebody that follows us from ESPN. Awesome. Hey, PR team, guess what? Are you guys really trying to get that story into ESPN? Well, did you know that there's like 4 people that follow us that are writers at ESPN? and there's 2 that follow us from Huffington Post and 1 from CBS Sports, why don't I just DM them? They already love you. Why are you ignoring them? I don't get it. I get it. We weren't good at this stuff either until we had a client that's like, no more new stuff. That was the beauty of being back into that corner and watching us just come out swinging. We came up with this because we had no choice. Like I said, doing this to a competitor is equally as awesome. When you work with the PR team, you can easily say, well, isn't it interesting that this competitor of ours produces this type of content? They make their CEO available for interviews and whatnot, and look at who follows them. And we're followed by a bunch of mommy bloggers or whatever, right? It's a great way to start saying, how can we set a metric that is measurable to see, are we getting better favor and more interest from those types of people relative to our competitors? All right, Google Plus. Google Plus is like the tent hand on our face that's just like ripping at it from that picture earlier, as if you needed another person to be like, I got the eyebrows. Because everybody's like, what should I do? Okay, I get it. This is not where you guys have, check out the hashtag for like C3NY on Google Plus. Not a lot of activity. Twitter, activity. So I get it. It feels like a wasteland, but we are working with a client right now, and they're going, we don't know what to do about Google Plus, and blah, 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 blah. And I said, you know what you can do with Google Plus using this tool? You can search by employer. Let's just drop into it and see who works with you, who already has a following on Google Plus. These are the people you seed your stuff through. They already have a following. Like we all have like 3 people following us on Google Plus. It's like your mom trying to figure out how it works. Your one friend who's like in the other department being like, is anybody here? Friend me. Oh, I just doubled my followers. So that's how it usually is, right? But if somebody's got thousands of followers and they work in your organization, just lift up the rock. Oh, hello, people that actually use Google Plus for something and have a followership. How can we do that? They're there. They're just sitting there, probably waiting to be recognized for their celebrity status. So yeah, what's really cool about this is actually Google Plus allows you to do things like this: sort by employer, sort by gender, sort by age. You can even see, I think, relationship status. So if I wanted to find somebody who worked into it, who also was engaged, like I can actually do that, and spoke German. Who knew? They probably have 2 followers, but whatever. As it gets bigger, there will be more data there for the harvesting. All right. The other thing is great content gets copied. This is the beauty of like writing like legitimate content. People usually go, wow, that's good, and they copy it. So just saw Copyscape. So a guy we used to work with, John Henry, he and Allie Friesman, who still works with us, we came up with this concept, and they came up with this concept, presented it to me. I was like, that's freaking genius. So what we did for this client is we said, hey, you know what? Like, let's just put a Copyscape on this page. We found so many sites were copying this because we were aggregating pretty much like every week all the teacher discounts. Because God knows, teachers do not need to spend any more of their own money on supplies. See, I went to school to be a teacher. So my degree is in economics education. Sure as hell wasn't in like tech or marketing or any of that crap. So I'll get off my high horse on that. But this got copied like crazy. But we didn't know it. Copyscape, you just sit it on there, and it goes, we will check for you when people copy your epic stuff. And when they copy your epic stuff, you go, credit please. We actually got a call from a lawyer that we contacted someone and went, you copied our stuff at a very large real estate listing site that doesn't begin with the letter T. There's only one other. And the lawyer goes, what do you mean, you copied our stuff? What do you mean? Prove it. So we go, here you go. And the lawyer goes, oh, we put it up on like 6 other sites of ours. And he was like, can I link to you guys from those 2? Well, yes, you can, Mr. Lawyer Guy. We will take 6 more links from your very highly authoritative domains. But how did we know that that was happening? Copyscape on epic content. There's no need of just putting it up just to like, it got scraped. Who cares about scraping, right? From some low quality WordPress site that's fake. But when you get a real site, it's worth it. So they copied this stuff, and we got a lot of, we got some value out of it. We also started creating relationships with people there. Now remember, the key here is that you have to actually produce content that people would like to see. So often we do not. All right, misspelled domain. So the other day, I sent something out, because I know that like we work on so much epic stuff that I just forget half of it. And this is actually my idea that Allie O'Brien had to re-remind me that we worked on like 6 months ago. What we did is this. Some domains are interesting to spell. So if you think of like, if you work for one of those companies that people sometimes get wrong, sometimes they fat finger the double letters in between, you know, and they could potentially link and mislink. You know, think of a company like Scottrade. 2 T's or 1? Anybody here know? Right. None of us know. So hopefully both are owned. But what happens when people link to the wrong one? How do you find that? So Allie and I came up with this for one of our clients. She's now using it for 2 others, and it's working really, really well for her. So I had to blur all this out because this is like real data, okay? Because this is all their branded search. So all we wanted to look at was their brand. So have someone, if you're not the person, have someone go, look at all your top branded searches and find the misspellings. What's the common misspellings of your brand? Do you know? Omniture does. Click, click, get the report, okay? Once you do that, enter those domains into a web browser. Do you have one? Great. Lazy marketing. Then when you notice that that's not my domain, probably not your domain, you know, some days it's this, other days it's a girl with a backpack on, blonde hair, you seen her? So it's one of those two, right? I don't have a blonde girl on my website with a backpack going off to college and looking all happy. Great. Well, then what you do is then you drop it into some kind of tool or tell somebody, drop it into a tool that tells me if there are backlinks to this darn thing. And then what we did for one of our clients is found out there were 52 links to the wrong damn site. Do you think people that write quality stuff actually go, I don't care that my users get to this. I want them to get to this. Nobody says that ever. If you write good content, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, man, damn, thank you for catching that. So what I just showed you is another very simple and easy way to take the things you're already doing and get more from it. Take all the uses of your brand name, put the domains in. If they load landing pages like that, have somebody in your company drop it into some kind of a tool that says, hey, that thing's got links. And then you just go out and contact those people and fix them all. You guys with me so far? This is all like probably 20 minutes of work so far. I know you guys are busy. I'm not here to add more shit. I'm here to make this easy for you. My eyes lit up like a Christmas tree one day. So that's because I'm a total dork about this stuff. We're sitting in a client meeting and they're talking about ADA compliance. And they said, well, we have to now transcribe all of our videos because for ADA compliance, Americans with Disabilities Act, you know, we're a very large company. We need to make sure that we are compliant. And then me and I forget who I was with in the room, we just start elbowing each other like, they're going to transcribe every video that they have. And they don't realize that if they upload that to YouTube, it sends a great signal to YouTube, who's owned by Google. Because most of us upload videos, and we're not like going to sit there and type up every single word. But they just spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars to have it all done, and no one said, hey, you know what? Since you already got it done, it is copy, paste, save on your YouTube channel to sync up all the closed captioning. And think of the signal that sends to Google. I don't care about a patent. Let's just take our PhD hat on for a second. So we all work at Google. You got 2 pieces of content. You're going to rank a video. One is a video that describes how to solve a problem, how to tie a tie or something. The other one is the same video. But this one, somebody's taken the time to write 5,000 words to make sure that the people who have screen readers can actually understand what's in the video. Bonus question. Which one would you think is spending more time in their content? Right. Simple signal. I don't need a patent to put those pieces together. I like sending Google signals that show them that I care, right? They're going to eventually get the PhDs to figure it out, right? You can buy links. Ooh. Will said buy links. Yeah, but you have to do it this way. So some of these names should be familiar to you. You know, when you scroll down to the bottom of CNN and you see these ads at the bottom, or probably your local news site, you see ads, right? So something we are testing right now, if anybody happens to go to Distilled London, I'm going to share the data that me and one of our interns who was amazing, she was a freshman, she was amazing. She and I and Drew, who's here, are working on this right now. And what we're doing is we're realizing that when you write great content, sometimes you don't need to have an outreach team trying to convince people to link to it. You can just get it in front of people and they go, that's really good, I'm gonna put that on my blog, right? So tools like Outbrain, Tabuya, Gravity, nRelate, these tools allow you to kind of segment. So like nRelate, for instance, is very good in the gaming space. So if you build something amazing, now remember, if you build crap content and you show it to people and you're paying a CPC on these, most of them are CPC, you're not going to get much from it. But if you produce something that's already done well, you put this thing in, it just goes off like hotcakes. It's amazing. We have a client who I can disclose because I will later. They built an infographic around how to make sangria, like the ultimate sangria recipe, and it had already taken off. Super, super cool. We hooked up one of these to it. It picked up like 35 links in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Because we already had the proof that people liked it, so why not supercharge that and go, my outreach is done for the week. Check. 35 links somehow showed up. And all I had to do was type out branded message and go, put this in the darn bottom of CNN, please. Done. All right. So when you get small wins, your boss will start buying in. So everything I've showed you so far are small, quick, easy, lazy wins, right? Busy wins. What I now want to show you guys are some of the bigger strategies that either we've done or that we are working on, because you've got to get buy-in first. I got to prove to you that I know what the heck I'm doing first before I can usually pitch a big idea, right? So, one thing I love to do for our clients, larger brands, if you start typing in the name of your brand and look for the word like history or timeline, look at it. Look at what people are searching for. And then go to your timeline or your history and ask yourself, do I have pictures? Do I have the history of all of our different boards? Do I have all the different logos that we've used over time? Well, why would I do that? I don't know, because people are typing it in and saying they want it. Very often you'll find that if you don't meet those needs, people will link to the Wikipedia page. I have a client right now whose Wikipedia page has more links about their history than their page about their history. Why? Because the Wikipedia page is actually better. So we're going to work with them on making a better company history page based on what people are seeking and what they want. So I'm a big fan of just not hitting enter on Google. That's how you know you're meeting a need. When you start typing things in on Google and you start seeing what people are looking for, you're seeing what people are looking for. Build that. If I worked for North Face, I would do this with every one of their major models of jackets. Why? Because people are trying to figure out, which of the jackets do I buy? Do I buy the North Face this or the North Face that? Or do you compare them to Marmot, for instance? I would do this. And I would make it epic. I mean, it can't be like, buy from us, period. North Face Denali versus, come on, that's crap. This actually is helpful. Someone somewhere is like, oh man, my tough decision of the day, which one of these am I going to buy? Show up and help that mofo out. So I type in things like this, and I just don't hit enter. I just type things in to see how people search. Should I get bangs? This is one of the things I love about being in an agency. One of the things I love about being in an agency is I can just type in should I, and I've got like 70 different opportunities of if I find things, I can go, oh, that one works for that one works for that one, those two work for that one. So I type in things like this. If you want to have a kick, type in, how do I get my wife? See what shows up. And then it's interesting if you type in, how do I get my husband? And be like, it's exactly what we all think. Women want us back, men want cool sexual positions. All right. Should I buy a house with? If you're in the space of working on a Trulia, a Zillow, build that. Make it epic. Build that. That's what people are looking for. Why would you build something that nobody's looking for? Makes no sense. Should I buy a house with my girlfriend? That is a question a lot of people in here probably asked. I hear that's a bad idea, right? But should I, like Google's gonna just tell you the answer, like Sergey's just gonna pop out and be like, don't do it! Think about the way that people search. People ask questions to Google. What's interesting is that when your search engine's crap, you pioneer this concept, like Ask did, but then because the answers were so crappy, we just go and ask the questions to Google. Take that, Butler. All right. So the problem with short-term thinking, yes, I'm a Phillies fan, so I had to come up here and remind you guys that your boy is on roids. Short-term thinking, these two lovely, happy gentlemen, rarely creates long-term value. So this is not about like, let me just send a bunch of content over to this content group that emailed me out of the blue that doesn't care a crap about my company or my customer, and let's just have them put the word in 5 times. Start checking your email if that is your perception of what content marketing is. Because the rest of this presentation you can't do shit with. You can't do anything with what the rest I'm going to talk about. So just check your email and get caught up so you can do the other lazy stuff I was talking about so you don't have 300 emails later. But if you are willing to invest in doing something amazing, or if your company already invests in doing things that are amazing, this is where we need to go. What really pisses me off is someone at like Newcastle gets to just put up an ad like this. It's awesome, isn't it? It's super smart. I was like, damn, no bullocks. Smart. But like, if that works or doesn't work, it's okay, because they're brand marketers. But yet we come in with like 2 links this month. Why don't you get 20 links? Like, oh, this guy gets to do this? And I gotta like, why is the page rank of those links under 5? Like, shut up. Like, other people get to do this, and then we're relegated to like, I looked at the page rank of your links, and this month, the average is 4. Like, shut up. Or this, where Audi says something related to, I can't, this is like the best screen grab I could get. I'm sorry, it's so damn pixelated. But I think they go like, your move, BMW, to which BMW then buys the ad next to it and goes, checkmate. And then Audi's like, yeah, we got the RSA, shut up, right? Smart marketing. And it's funny and it's super cool. But I don't like that marketing. I like marketing that addresses needs for people. Everybody drives by that and goes, that's funny. But 90% of the people who do can't afford any one of those 3 cars. Including some of you in this room. Right? Especially the RS8. Anybody here got one of these? Seth, got one? That's just badass, man. Let me drive it for a day. All right, so I want to get a seat at the table with all these folks, right? And the brand people, oh my God, like, they just eat money. They get to just eat money. I want to put up a billboard for 50 grand that says checkmate. Sure, 50 grand, nothing. And we're begging for like $500 for an article. Like, are you serious? They just spent like 50 grand on a billboard that said checkmate. And someone went, that is awesome. And then we're going, hey, these customers have needs. We want to connect with them. And it's like, I don't know. What's the page rank of that? We create longer term value. Buggable created long-term value and pulled the plug. Let's find a way to create long-term value. That's going to go over a lot better with the CFO. Because this is going to be the gift that keeps on freaking giving. People are still going to type this in next year and the year after and the year after. At some point, that billboard's got to come down. Or you got to keep paying for it. Build one awesome thing that addresses a need, and people will just keep searching and searching and searching. Like this. Have you ever been like, I just got to get the frick out of here. And I got $500 to do it. This solves a need. So where can I fly to from Philly? Shit, I can get to Germany for $5.79? Prost, right? Like, let's go do that. Let's drink some beer. Now, Google looks like crap, but of course they can put it on their own search results, so that other tool's going to just be, sorry. I love how Google just goes, yeah, I think we want to do this, so all your crap is gone. Thanks for the memories. So we're going to talk a little about a client of ours is wine enthusiasts. We all look at their ratings and think it's awesome, hopefully. And the beauty is that those guys write content because they love wine. They love it, which makes for on-site visits super freaking fun. They're only about 30 minutes from here on the Metro North. So they write content because they love it. But they're kind of like, the apartment the day after you invite a bunch of people over and you just wake up and you're like, what's with all these freaking bottle corks? What the hell happened last night? So they had all the bottles popped. They had written content and threw a big party. I like to refer to it as a content party. They threw a content party and built all this great stuff. They've flown people all over the world to go around and go, 93, yes. And like, they do that, but no one corralled all that. They put people on planes to fly to places to go, 93, I'm gonna get back on the plane and go back to New York. And they don't take advantage of it. So what we did is we just made it a little lovely heart. They're not a bunch of corks sitting on your floor on Saturday morning. It's an opportunity to create a cork heart. What we did is we did a site colon search on their site. We looked for all their content around pairing, and we went, before they were working with us, they didn't have a page on wine pairing, but they had talked about it over 100 times. We said, let's just aggregate that, my lazy marketing friends. You guys have been on planes, sniffing wine, having a great time, and at no point did we say, people search for that. Let's just aggregate it and see what happens. Number one, sweet, awesome, done. Number two, sorry. Yeah, I got work to do. Shut up. All right, how to taste wine. So before we built a how to taste wine, because their folks are like, I just got back from Mendoza, Argentina. I talk to people who already know how to taste wine. And we're like, but the people are searching for it. And they go, we don't talk about that. So we had to fight a little bit internally. But we got our way eventually. So eventually they made a page on how to taste wine. The minute we launched it, it ranked number 3. Helped a lot of people learn how to taste wine. And then, and unfortunately, some of these screen grabs are pixelated because they're from, I couldn't go back 3 months ago and get the exact screen grab. But today it ranked number 1. Like, I was like, oh crap, sweet. It moved up from 3 to 1. We didn't do anything to it. Why? Because things that solve customer problems well get shared over and over again, and they build links for you in your lazy, busy sleep. And then they just move up over time. I don't need a team of like 50 people somewhere like, we're going to try to get 50 links to this thing. No, just build something that solves a problem. We took this and just made, so they built a top 100 wines. They've been doing this for like 20 years, and they always put it in a PDF. So wait, you guys like do all this, you fly all over, and you 92, and you don't actually like put it in something that's easily digestible? Well, no, we want to put it in a PDF, because I hear Google loves ranking those. So what we did is we made a very basic infographic. No cool things moving, none of that crap. We just did basic. Look how basic this thing is. Basic. You're probably like, oh my God, oh, it's so basic. Yeah, well, a lot of people copied it. And guess who some of those folks are? Seamless. I'll take it. Foodista. Frenzy. Cooking Going Easy. And my favorite was the morning I woke up and went, oh my God, PBS just linked to it. Domain Authority 99, it makes them like NASA almost, right? So like, all we had to do was basically take stuff the client had already done. We took their passion, their love, and just said, can we just corral that into an infographic that's going to be super basic? We're not going to charge you for it because we just want to get it done and show you guys what we can do. And they went, well, you're not going to charge us for it? And we already done all the wine drinking and it got wasted already. Sure, why not? Take it. And we're like, PBS wants to talk to you now. The thing is, we got to figure out how to value that, because I know a PR firm would be like, that's worth $25,000, and we're like, you got a BA 99. Like, nah, we got to fix that. But anyway, we corralled all their reviews for Pinot Noir. Why? Because when we did it the first time, they're like, you don't have a holding page for 1,334 pages of Pinot Noir. I mean, they like it. But they never corralled it all into one page like this. So we did that. It got number 1 for Pinot Noir ratings and Pinot Noir reviews, and that is definitely winning. Now they have so much ad inventory, they're like, we can't sell all of it. Did my job. Lazy. They went out and got drunk. We just said, oh, why don't you guys just come over here? But you got to make it epic. You cannot build crap here, guys. None of this works if your version of building content or assets is like, how can I get that done as cheaply as possible? If you write this on how to determine your hat size, I want to vomit on you. Read it. Where's my favorite? If you are unsure or between sizes, buy the larger size. No fucking shit. I'm buying a baseball hat, not a yarmulke. I get that. That is crap content. It ranks. And I hate that it ranks. And if I had a client in this space, I would kick their ass. Because I want to build something that's valuable. Something that helps people. Lids did it. The problem is they put it in a PDF and Google doesn't know how to rank it. Lids built me a little art project that I got to cut these things out, but at least I can put it around my big ass head and find out I'm 7/8 or whatever my big ass head is. But like, they built me something that I can cut out, tape, put together, and go, oh, that's how big my big ass head is. Great, I can buy a hat. These guys are saying, there's this team in India, and what they're going to do is they're going to say, if you're unsure of the size of the hat, get the larger size. That's crap, and it ranks, and hopefully we will all bury crap like that. That is definitely not epic, just for the record. When your band is bigger than the number of people who came to see the band, you are not Pearl Jam. One day I was interested in how Facebook makes money, but because I've trained my mind to type things in slowly, one letter at a time, I went, oh, there's all kinds of stuff here, but how does it work? So if I was doing some kind of marketing around Facebook, I kind of would know the things that I should probably write about. But what that led me to is to build this. Because I realized that people want to know how different companies make money. I pitched it to a client, they said no, I said, F it, I'm going to pay for it myself and do it. And then we got links from this, and I said, told you so. It was a need. I knew people were looking for this, and everything was like Yahoo Answers. And it's not a knock on Yahoo Answers, but when Yahoo Answers or Wiki ranks for one of your keywords, like not Wikipedia, but like WikiHow or one of those like not so great sites, eHow, that's just waiting to be like, get their ass kicked. When Google's algorithm, I really believe that the algorithm, when it sees it's got to rank an eHow article, it just goes, anyone else, please. I want to show this person an eHow article. Somebody write the freaking content, please. And they go, oh crap, there's nothing here. eHow and Yahoo Answers it is. So when I saw that, what I knew is that this would be easy to win on. And what's super cool is one day this thing got like, this thing's got over 500,000 views in about a year and 4 months. But what's super cool is when Tumblr got bought by Yahoo, guess what everybody went and did? How does Tumblr make money? And guess what? We're like, we rank #1. Here's the answer. And one day you get like an extra like 1,200 visitors out of nowhere. Why? Because we solved a problem. And people went, now I know how Tumblr makes money. And you guys made it super easy for me. We made it epic. Talked about hat sizes before. I'm right on time. This never happens. That's not epic. Remember, when you see this, and you click on a site and you get this, and it's like, hey, what size hat should I wear? What size hat should I get? And you get this, all of you want to do this. I know I do. But why do we do that for our sites to other people? Right? So I guarantee the person at Dick's Sporting Goods, sorry, didn't mean I took the brand out, but too late, we're with friends. So I bet you when the person that built this page or is responsible for marketing this page gets a page like this, whenever they search, they're like, man, I hate this crap. It's like, well, why are you doing it too? Airbnb neighborhoods. This is an example of epic content. I'm going to go through it pretty quick because I am kind of running up on time. Great pictures, great content. So I'm the kind of guy I like to explore when I'm in a city. They allow me to select the things I like. Like if I like burritos and lesbians, like San Francisco will be like, this is your neighborhood. Like Airbnb has that all broken down, depending on what you like. And I'm going to show you, it's true. Like you can actually sort by burritos and lesbians. And then there's this place, Farley's. Like, doesn't that look like a great place to have a coffee? I'm like, I don't even know what the neighborhood this is, but I might hang out there. And then there's more and more pictures as you scroll down. I'm like, McDreamy's there, and like, I don't even eat granola. But like, all right, like I don't eat granola if McDreamy's selling it. Like, he seems like a good guy. And this looks like a place I'd like to hang out in an afternoon when I'm out visiting clients in San Francisco. What's smart that Airbnb does, because everybody's going to be asked this, how does this tie back to our business? They're like, well, we're going to start introducing to people, hey, you know what? You don't have to stay in a hotel when you're in this neighborhood. But they know that they got to get up the food chain in the searches. Because a lot of people don't even know what the freak Airbnb is. And they're like, come on, live in somebody's house? Ooh, that's weird. So what do? You capture them with an epic piece of content that really helps the travelers to find what neighborhood they should stay in, what neighborhood they should visit. And then you nudge them and just say, by the way, they shout out their folks. Smart. They show some really cool houses in Portero Hill. Like I didn't even know, I'm in San Francisco all the time. I never even knew that Portero Hill existed, but I'm going the next time I go. And like I told you, like there's one in here for burritos, somewhere in there. I'm not going to waste any more time, but like you can look at all the different ways to search for neighborhoods that fit you. And I swear to God, yeah, lesbian friendly. And then where's my burritos? Ah, okay, it's not there. It must have been a different screen catch. Then what I love that they do is they go, you know this neighborhood? Why don't you contribute to this awesome piece of content? That is some lazy marketer stuff. I love that. You know who else does it really well? American Muscle does this really well. We don't want to make a guide for every single part we have. But if you want to build a guide, here's a framework and a template, and we'll give you $200 off for the next order you make. Sweet. That is some lazy marketing. Love it. So if you're busy, sorry. So remember, guys, you got to make it epic. And I'm going to show you guys something I'm doing. I'm planning to go on safari with my lovely wife. And I was trying to figure out, we were going to potentially have a 12-hour layover in Dubai. Because I've trained my mind, I'm going to show you guys something that I'm going to work on. And I swear to God, if anybody builds this, I'm never coming back again. Because this is not built yet. But I think I'm in a room with friends. So like, seriously, you build it, I'm going to kill you. Because I haven't even had a chance to get it out to my client yet. So like, seriously, shut up about this. Don't tell anybody, don't tell your friends in travel agency, like, you should do this, man. So I started looking at star hour layover in cities. And I said, wow, people are looking for what to do on a layover when they're in a city. How did this idea come to me? Because I don't hit enter when I search on Google. I was like, layover in Dubai. Oh, wow, people search in interesting ways about what to do on a layover, long layover. Anybody ever done this search? Everybody have like a long layover? And you go to Google and go like, what the freak can I do? And everything's like, all I will tell you is if you're in Japan and you're at Narita and you want to go downtown to Tokyo, do not take a cab. Not the way the thing is built. You will use your entire layover and miss your flight on the way back from your honeymoon because you did not realize that you should take the train everywhere in Tokyo. So you take that concept that people are looking for something. You add in Bugaboo's model of creating a great map that says, hey, you're 3 hours, whoop. You're 5 hours, whoop. You're 10 hours, here's where you can go, right? That, I think, will equal some super epic stuff. Do not freaking copy it. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your attention.
That was awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Do we have any questions we want to answer real quick for Will?
I'll take a question.
What do you think about creating microsites?
So you know what? The question's around what do I think about microsites. So SEO thinking, like old school SEO thinking, is like, why would you create a microsite? Because it's not on the domain. Shut up, right? I'll create a microsite in a heartbeat if it lets me get shit done. So like we built, so one of our clients is in like the tax space and whatnot, and we realized that people were searching for how to read a W-2 and all the different it was like 5A and 5B, and people didn't know how to fill it out. So we said, well, people are looking for it. Let's go build that. And they're like, you are never getting that on our domain. Our brand team is going to be like, no, knew it was going to be a problem. So we said, let's just build it on Tumblr. The humongous company was like, yeah, go run with that. Go ahead and put it up. And it built a bunch of links. And I could always say, hey, later we can link it over. You know, there's a lot of things we can do later, but I'm just trying to build something that addresses a need and get my brand association in front of that person that goes, that company constantly helps me. There's nothing better than when the perception of your brand is that you've been helping someone and you didn't even know you were helping them. It's what my YouTube channel did for me when I started Sear. People would call in for leads, and I answered the phone, and I'd be like, oh, I'm Will. And they'd be like, Will, you've been helping me out for freaking years, and I'm freaking sick of this, man. You seem like you really like this. Think about how that sounded over talking to a sales guy, right? Because they were like, you've been helping me for years with their first words, not how much is this going to cost. So I would say, dude, if it's between getting it done quickly or it taking like 12 months to get it up and fighting a big fight internally, I'd say go with microsites all day. It's all about getting your brand in front of someone's eye as being the solution to their problem. That's the way I look at it. And I don't care where it exists. Microsite, Pinterest, wherever. Any other questions? Yes?
If you're really strict compliance, how do you get around barriers to outreach?
Oh. So the question is, if you work in really strict compliance, how do you get around barriers to outreach? We are working with that right now. So we did an analysis of our hours for a certain client, and we're like, yeah, you know, like we know you're happy that we got like 5 links this month, but like we hold ourselves to a much higher standard, but like we cannot get outreach done for you. So you know what we're doing for them? We're going in their analytics, looking at what pieces of content they've written have already taken off, and we're doing a media buy on Outbrain, and because we already know the content is taken, we're like, let's just invest the same money we were spending on trying to do outreach and having to be like, no, nope. No, and like, let's just say content people already love and put it in a paid medium, which then the team goes, oh, that's a media buy. Sign off, we get that, we know how that works. This outreach thing to us is scary. And then it just starts, that's what we're hoping, we'll just start building links to our assets in a way where we're taking their most shared assets, not just anything, but their most shared assets. And we're going to try to build links that way and cut out a lot of the time we're wasting on outreach because it constantly gets us hand smack, hand smack. Anyone else? All right. Well, I'm around later, so feel free to ask me any questions or hit me up on Twitter. I'll be more than happy to help you out. Thank you so much.